to our Monday night restorative practice. I want you guys to take a moment first before we even begin, just to thank yourselves for showing up, because half of the practice, half of everything that we do is getting here, right? It's like rolling out your mat, turning on your computer or your iPad, and logging in and going through all of that stuff, or even driving to the studio, setting up, getting to the studio, getting to the gym. All these things are huge, huge, huge. If you are gotten here this far, you have beaten 99.9% of the people that just kind of decided, I'm going to keep watching my show. I'm going to do whatever. So just allow yourself just a moment of gratitude. Thank you for yourself. Like I've made it. I've shown up and I'm here to practice. So our restorative class has a lot to do with finding comfort within a little bit of a challenge or a little bit of a push, let's say, into our comfort zone. But we want to feel that we can breathe naturally. So if at any time during any of the poses that we're going to be working through, you start to feel your breath is labored, or you start to feel like it's just you're anxious, or you're trying to get out of this pose quickly, I want you to move, adjust, modify, change it in whatever way you see fit. It doesn't have to be something that I suggest. It could just be something that comes from your own experience. And in this way, we honor our practice and we honor our bodies. And that's what we aim to do. So we're going to start today on our backs, and we're going to do our traditional kind of supported back bend. So grab your bolster, place it behind you. If you want to include a little stretch for the knees, or for the hips, you might want to use the blocks underneath the knees. I'm not going to use them today. I think I need a little extra space, but you're welcome to put the blocks right next to your legs. And then you're going to slide your back up against the bolster, roll yourself all the way back. Okay, here's the first place for you to check in. How does this feel in my back, in my spine, in my neck, especially sometimes in the lower back, because there's a strain there. And then as you kind of settle in, you're welcome to have your legs straight. The legs don't have to bend. But if you wanted to add a little hip flexion, a little hip opener, maybe let the knees fall out to the side. Again, the blocks can be resting underneath your thighs so that your legs don't feel like they're weighted. It might feel nice to have a weighted leg, so you might want to try both ways. And then from this position, let's soften the shoulders and let the arms kind of just rest out next to the body, palms facing up. And then we'll start our grounding that we normally do in a seated posture. We'll do it here in this posture. So allow yourself a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, see if you can relax into any places of tension, any places of tightness in your body. And there may be a few, it may be many. As you continue to breathe in, each expansion that creates space with the inhale, and each release that creates softness with each exhale. And now become aware of the parts of your body making contact with the earth. Your legs, if they're extended, or the sides of your feet, if your knees are bent and open to the side. Your glutes, your lower back against the pillow. Your entire spine being supported by the pillow below you. Back of your head, the shoulders, the elbows and the forearms resting on the mat, the back of the hands. Take a swallow, let the tongue go limp in the back of your throat. Relax your mouth. Relax your jaw. Allow yourself to be completely supported so that the muscles of your body are not activating. They're simply allowing gravity to create the tension or the stretch. Feel the belly rise and fall as you keep yourself rooted to those parts of your body that are making contact with the earth. Relax your brow, your eyes, your nose. Soften the shoulders. Let your thighs and your knees be heavy as you soften the hips, the groin, and the inner thigh. And we'll be here just a few more breaths. Honoring our bodies as we create this space of restorative healing. Let your mind softly and gently clear and calm itself. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Easy breathing. Before we start to even consider coming out of the asana, start to bring awareness back. Maybe to the sounds around you. The air as it makes contact with your skin. And then let's start to bring the right ear down. So just tilt the head to the right. I invite you to remain with your eyes closed as you start to move your head over to the right. And then just let the head hang heavy onto that right side. Maybe feeling a little bit of a stretch to the left side of the neck, maybe not. And then with the head in this position, just gently tuck the chin towards the right shoulder and lift the chin away from the right shoulder. These are very small movements here. So we're not trying to make big movements, just tiny little lifting and lowering of the chin. And then slowly coming back to some place in the middle, and then bringing the chin back to center. Almost like you're moving your body through molasses. Start to drop your left ear. Turn your head to the left. Stay there for a few breaths before you add any movement. And then exhale, chin towards the left shoulder, tucking in, and chin up. Try to keep the eyes closed, the attention focused deeply inward as you move through these tiny little micro movements. Waking up the muscles of the neck, the throat, and gently making our way back to a center position. And then inhale, lifting the chin and squaring back so that the back of the head is on the bolster. From here, we're going to bring the hands down towards the legs. And if your knees are open wide, use your hands to help guide your legs back towards the middle. Plant your feet on the floor, resettle your hips, maybe adjust the position of your feet. Take a moment here, and then as we inhale, let's extend the legs, lift the arms overhead, long, full body stretch. Maybe it's available for you to reach the fingertips down towards the floor. Maybe that feels nice. Or you can interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, and then extend through the top. So reaching up and away as you extend down with the toes. A long line of the body. And then exhale, let's bend the elbows, open the arms out like a goalpost or like a cactus. And then try to relax your legs a little bit, relax your feet, and then let your arms kind of hang here. Again, in midair, there's no need to have anything holding you up. We won't be here for long, but I want you to think about feeling that openness in the front of the chest and the shoulders. Couple of breaths. Again, if it's too much, just extend the arms overhead or relax the arms down. Just let your forearms be heavy, kind of reaching down towards the earth. Good, very nice. And then inhale, bring the elbows up so that they touch, palms together. And then again, drop those fingertips over the head. Maybe the fingertips reach to the floor. Another little stretch in the shoulders. Again, you want to find that nice, happy center where you're not overdoing, but you're also not so relaxed here. You want to feel relaxed and calm and peaceful, especially with your breath and with the fluctuations of your mind. But it's okay to put your body in a little state of discomfort. And then inhale, bring those elbows back up, let the arms come down, bend the knees once more, and we're going to tilt our body to the right. So I like to keep my arms down, bump my hips over to the left, tilt over to the right, and then now I can use the pillow underneath the right side of my body, maybe readjusting a little bit here. So going into this long stretch, your right hip is on the mat, your knees are stacked, your right arm is extended, and you're resting your head onto your bolster. Now, if you have a short bolster, you might not be able to have your full torso on it, so you kind of make adjustments as you need to. And then we're going to take that left arm up to the sky and over, reach and grab a hold of your left wrist and see if you can extend out of that left side rib cage. So we're activating enough here to pull that left arm. And then if you feel good and you want to try, maybe extend that top leg, the left leg, also away from you. This pillow out the way. So. And so that left leg can also extend. Make sure you don't feel tension in your neck here. If you do, one good option is to bring the right cheek down to the bolster if it feels tense in the neck. But if it feels okay, just keep the head centered. Hold and breathe. We won't be here for long. Just try to find that nice extension. Your right knee is bent so that you keep yourself balanced. Otherwise, you might topple over backwards or forward. One more breath. Really reach and extend. And then exhale, bend the left knee, release the left arm, bring it back down by your side. And now we're going to turn to do another twist. Left hand on the front, right hand on the back, pivot your body. You can adjust your bolster, bring it a little closer to you. Rest your rib cage, your chest, and your chin onto your pillow. So option one is to turn your head to the left in the same direction as your knees. This is probably going to feel really nice and gentle and easy and very restorative. If you want to make this a little bit more of a twist and a little deeper into the cervical spine, you may want to turn your head to the right. So now once your head is turned to the right, you may need to make a little adjustment of your hips. And now you're kind of pulling a little bit more into the stretch, finding the cervical spine, and maybe you might even feel it in the middle and even into the lumbar spine. So decide which direction you would prefer your head to face. And then we'll be here again for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. So get comfy, get settled, and then decide that once you are in a comfortable, settled space, you will find stillness. The stillness is always broken slightly by the movement of the breath. The deep inhale and the slow exhale. Another few more breaths. Make sure that you're not putting any weight on your forearms. Almost there. Keep your breath steady and calm. And then slowly, let's take an in breath. Bring the chin down towards the bolster. You can turn your head the opposite direction whichever direction you turn it. Just turn it briefly to the opposite direction, even out. Press into the hands. Inhale, press yourself up. Gazing down towards your pillow. Sorry about the next, she's limping around. Right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. And now we're going to face our pillow before we do the other side. So press into your hands, come onto your knees. Separate your knees wide. Let's take a nice supported child's pose. So hips down to the heels, knees wide. You can slide your bolster a little closer. Let your rib cage and your belly rest. You can have the chin forward, or whichever direction you were just turning your head, turn it the other way. So if you had your head turned to the right, now it would go to the left. And here's an option for us here. Once you've settled down, you want to feel like there's rounding in your lower back. There's an extension happening in the spine, but it doesn't start at the lower back. It kind of reaches more into the middle back and up to the top of the head. Now, option one is just to let your arms rest, forearms down on the mat. If you want to find maybe a little bit more engagement in the shoulders, then maybe bring your hands onto your pillow and then let your elbows hang down, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And then lastly, you can bring the hands back towards the feet and let the shoulders really round down. So find what fits for your body today. I like this one. We'll be here again another 2-3 minutes or so. You have your head turned in one direction. Let's switch to the other direction so you can bring your forearms back. Use your forearms to help support your weight and then turn your head the opposite direction for the last about minute and a half. We're here. Again, you can have your hands back, forearms on the mat, hands on the pillow and elbows down so that you can activate a little bit more through the shoulders. You can have the same position you just had, or you can change it. Wherever your arms are, let's bring them down by your side so that the forearms are on the mat. Slide the hands a little closer underneath your shoulders. And then inhale, press yourself up. Let the chin tuck down towards the chest. Now creating a little rounding in the back like cat pose. And then inhale, reverse that like cow. Shoulders back, tailbone tilts up. Opening the heart, chin up, chest up. One more time. Exhale to cow. Sorry, to cat. Rounding the back. And inhale to cow. Opening the chest, shoulders back. And exhale, flatten it out. Okay, we're going to get to do the other side. So your left knee is going to go over your bolster towards the left. We're going to set the left hip down. Kind of readjust ourselves to get comfy. Stack your knees together, stack your feet. And then we're going to reach that left arm out. Let the head rest on the upper arm here. Find your balance, find your stability. Adjust your hips as you see fit. And then that right arm can go straight up and over, holding the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, lengthen away. If this bothers your neck in any way, just bring your chin towards your left armpit and let your left cheekbone rest on your pillow or on your arm. So you can decide here the positioning for your neck. Feel that stretch the right side of the body. Again, we won't hold this one terribly long, but I want you to really engage as we hold. And then the top leg can extend out if you so wish. Activating a little bit there through that right leg. And breathe easy. Another deep in breath, long extended side body, slow exhale breath. With the next in-breath, we can bring the right knee back. Release that right hand, take the right arm down. Good. And then take the right hand in front, the left hand behind. Lift and lengthen yourself. So now we're going to go for that twist. Again, readjust so that your bolster is going to support your rib cage and your chest as you make your way down. And then again, your head, the easier position for your head is to turn it to the right. It's going to feel a lot less intense. If you want a little bit more intensity, turn your head to the left. And try to keep your both forearms down on the mat, but we're not using them to push us up. Try to really let your body melt onto your bolster. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw. 2 to 3 minutes here. Easy, calm breathing. Slowly inhaling and exhaling. We'll slide the hands down close to the shoulders, underneath the shoulders. And then inhale, press yourself up, tuck your chin to your chest, roll the shoulders back, and then gently lift your chin. So now we're going to go into our child's pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift up, bring that left knee over to one side, right knee to the other side, sit the hips onto the heels, slide that bolster a little closer, and come down. So whichever direction your head was before, turn it in the opposite direction. So look the other way. This will help to even both sides of the neck and create that nice flexibility in the cervical spine that we need for life in general. So a nice support for the head. The head is quite heavy, and the neck needs to be very strong to support the weight. So it's a good idea to strengthen those muscles and allow yourself a little flexibility with the muscles of the neck. Your hands can be down, forearms on the mat. Again, they can be on the pillow with the elbows down, the shoulders moving away, or they can be back by your feet. Or maybe you find a different place where your hands are more comfortable. Feel free to try anything that feels right for you. Let your full weight be supported by the bolster. So you're not propping yourself up with your arms at all. And then just to even out both sides of the neck, let's go ahead and turn the head the other direction one more time. And settle back in. You can keep the arms in the same position or change them. Check in with your knees. If you feel like you need to put a little padding under your knees. This is a really closed knee position, so sometimes it can feel very intense. Sometimes the butt doesn't quite come down to the heels. It stays up a little bit, and that's okay too. One more deep breath in, out. Sliding the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale to press up, shoulders back, open the heart. Let's do one more cat and cow. Open the rib cage, chin up, moving into cow, shoulders roll back, lift the tailbone, arch the back. Exhale, curl to cat. Tuck in, press into your hands, push the shoulders away from each other, moving the middle back away, hollowing out the navel. And then slowly we release. Okay, let's come onto our backs without the bolster now. And grab your strap or your band, whatever you have with you. So we're going to lay all the way onto the back. Sometimes even laying down onto the back can be an adventure, so take your time to get down there. We're going to use our strap, just mine's really long, doesn't have to be. And sometimes your straps have a loop, doesn't have to. You can just use the long side of it. We're going to wrap it around the right foot, and we're going to reach that right leg up. The left leg is going to stay planted on the floor for now. We're going to alternate and move it a little bit in a moment. Now, holding onto your strap, try to keep your shoulders down. So try not to reach up. The reason we have the strap is because we don't have to find the foot. The foot is connected to the strap. And then from here, you're going to start to move that right leg over your body until you feel a stretch in the back of the calf, maybe into the back of the knee, and into the back of the hamstring. So you may not even go very far. You may even start to pull a little bit and then decide that's enough, then you stay. Allow your right quadricep to contract. So this means if your knee is soft, it's bending, your quadricep is relaxed, right? And so then we can't really activate to get a nice stretch in the back of the leg. So contract your quadricep by tightening and then lifting up your kneecap. Now the whole back of the leg is activated. In this position, the leg will stay. It won't move, it'll stay here. What we're going to do is we're going to start to extend the left. So now, as that left leg extends, try not to bend the right knee. The left leg can be bent, it can be whatever, it doesn't matter. But we're going to reach that left toe away, keeping the activation of the right quadriceps. So you have to really kind of remind yourself, right leg, right leg, right leg, this is the activation. Now, as you hold on to the strap, take one side in each hand, and then let your elbows kind of come down. And if you have a lot of, like mine's pretty long, you might need to walk it up a little bit. And just find a happy medium there so that your elbows are kind of not quite touching the floor, but almost. And this is going to add a little bit of weight to that right leg. The left leg is reaching away. Maybe it's bent, maybe it's straight, maybe it's somewhere in between. Right leg is what we're focusing on here. You're definitely going to feel a little bit of action in the left hip flexor. Let it happen. Soften your shoulders. Close your eyes or look at your right toes and breathe. So in this particular stretch, many times when we do this in other yoga practices or in stretching exercises, what happens is we come into it, we go to our maximum and we stop, we come out. So what we're going to do today, because this is a restorative class, is we're going to hold and maintain this max, let's say. It might not be at the absolute max. I like to give it a number. So if 10 is the absolute max you can go to, you should have this at around a 7. So really kind of just working, but not overly working. And so what we're going to do is we're going to maintain this same structure, only now we're going to lift the elbows and see if you can pull back a little bit more, maybe to an 8. And hold and breathe. Relax the shoulders. So where you should never feel this, one, right at your knee. Back of the knee might feel a little something, but you shouldn't feel pain. And also where the hamstring connects with your glute. That's the part of your body there where you don't want to feel this stretch. Hamstring itself, right here, yes. Deep, yes. Here, little bit, probably, yes. Back of the knee, definitely. If you feel it a lot, activate your quadriceps some more, lift that kneecap, that'll protect your knee. So all these places. Down here where the glute meets the hamstring, don't feel it there. That's your attachment to your hamstring from your hip. So you don't want to feel it there. If you do, back off a little bit. Good. Let's hold just a few more breaths. I know it's intense, but maybe you can go a little further back. Maybe it's possible. Remember, the left leg is extended, but it's not overly active. So really, it's the right leg that we're activating here. And now with the exhale, we're going to start to bring the right leg back up to somewhere in the middle where you're no longer feeling that strain. And now really activate that left leg. Press out through the heel, lift the quadriceps so the quadricep is contracted, pulling back into the hip socket. Good. Keep that same activation in that left leg, and let's again bring that right leg back, a little bit different. Now both legs are super active. You may not be able to go where you were before. That's okay. I like to open my elbows and pull back as opposed to keep my elbows in and pull down. So don't pull down, but pull back. Yes, good. That made all the difference. Beautiful. Shoulders rolling back, stabilizing with your breath, hollowing out the navel. Okay, as we exhale, let's go ahead and bring that right leg back. Softly release, bend that left knee back onto the mat and hold the strap with the right hand. So both hands are going to hold the strap and we're going to open that right leg to the right. Nice and easy. Once the leg goes to wherever the maximum of that leg will be, take your gaze, turn it to the left. Keep your left foot planted on the floor and try not to let that left knee move to the right because that'll turn your hips. So you want to think and imagine that that left foot is planted, left knee pointing to the sky, right leg reaching out, looking to the left, making the left side of your body heavy. And then inhale, come back to center. Once you come back to center, you might find that you can easily grab your foot or you can easily grab your toe. If that's the case, move the strap and go for the foot or toe. If you need the strap, keep it. But if you are able to grab your foot, hollow out your navel, take a nice deep inhale, let your left hand plant on top of your left thigh, and then exhale, lift your head towards your shin, shoulder rolls back, try to bring your forehead towards your knee. One more breath, inhale, and then exhale, drop your shoulders and head down. Release your toe, arms by your side. Slowly lower that right leg to the mat. Nice and slow and steady, like you're moving through molasses. Only about halfway there. Almost there. Almost there. Now let it hover over the floor. Point your toe. Engage into the top leg, the quadricep. Engage into that hip flexor. And then exhale, release all the way down. Good. Bend the right knee. Take your strap. Bring the left knee into the chest. And again, find your foot. Inhale, legs straight up. So we start with the legs straight up. Activating the quadricep. Finding that stretch in the back of the calf and in the back of the hamstring. Now observe how when we do this, it's going to start at a level, maybe like already here, you might be at a 4. Good. Let yourself kind of feel that difference. Allow yourself to be in this position without too much effort. So you're just gently holding, you're not pulling, it's not weight, you're just gently holding, and the elbows are kind of just almost touching the floor. Let that arm serve almost like a little weight to pull your leg back. And then we're going to start to slide the right leg away. But remember that left leg stays contracted. So quadricep is contracted, left leg is straight, and the right leg starts to move away. Somewhere between straight and bent. Not overly active, just long. Beautiful. And now we hold and breathe. Again, you can look at your left toes. You can close your eyes. Let yourself be in the position that you are in without too much effort, without too much force. Soften your jaw and your shoulders. These are usual culprits of tension. So always check in. In a few moments, we're going to prepare to change the position of our arms. So with the inhale breath, let's take the elbows out to the sides and move them back a little bit. This may or may not drag that leg with it. Be kind. If it does, don't overdo. Again, you want to feel this in the actual thick part of the hamstring. Maybe a little bit in the back of the knee, and if you feel it a lot, contract your quadricep a little bit more to protect the knee. The left foot is relaxed, the right foot is relaxed. Not flexing, not pointing. Good. And the arms are kind of just heavy, pulling that leg back. Long back of the neck. Remember, you also don't want to feel this where your hamstring connects with your hip. Avoid feeling this stretch in any of those, the back of the knee or the connection of the hip and the hamstring. And now we're going to take another deep breath in. As we exhale, let's bring that leg back to center where you're not quite at an 8 or a 7. Maybe you're more like a 6 or a 5. And activate that right leg fully. So flex the right foot, contract the right quadricep, lock out the right knee. And then we're going to try again, moving that leg back, and now with both legs contracted. So be kind, go slow, feel your way through. Play with that edge of effort and ease, struggle and softness. Once you find the edge, give yourself the opportunity to be with it without automatically coming out. So we find the edge of effort, we find the edge of discomfort, and we breathe. Easy and steady, always connecting to our breath. Always relying on that next inhale to create extension, and on that next exhale to create softness. Good. One more breath. Both legs super active. And exhale, bring that leg back to center. Slide the right knee in so that the foot is planted on the floor. Then we hold the strap with the left hand. And we're going to take that left leg to the left, keeping the right knee pointing straight up. Find your stretch. And then look to the right. Your right hand can rest onto your right thigh. Try to keep your right hip down, your right shoulder down, and the right side of your ear down. Steady and calm breathing. Slowly and gently with the next in-breath, you'll start to bring that leg back to the center. Take your head back to the center. Allow yourself a moment there. Now you can release the strap only if you can grab that big toe or the side of the foot with your left hand. Right hand can stay on top of your thigh. Allow your shoulders to roll back, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold over that, lifting as you fold over towards the left leg. So you're lifting your head, you're curling your spine like a sit-up, and you're bringing your forehead towards your left knee. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, slowly lowering ourselves down. Head comes down. We can release the foot, arms by your sides, and slowly start to lower that leg down towards the mat. Very, very, very slow. Very, very controlled. Activating to the left side of the hip, the oblique, the lower abdomen. Your left leg is almost to the floor, but not quite yet, almost there. And once the left leg is almost there, point your toe, activate your leg, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, you can release all the way down. Good. Bring both knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe a little roll side to side. So to even out both sides of the body, we're going to do a happy baby followed by a Supta Baddha Konasana, which we kind of did before in the beginning. But again, working on those hips and the inner thighs. So for the happy baby, we're going to open the knees wide so that they are tracking over the shoulders. Arms go inside the legs. Imagine you're in some sort of malasana, right? Like a malasana on your back. Grab the sides of your feet. If you cannot grab the sides of the feet, use the strap. Place it around your feet and hold the strap. It would look something like this. You would just use the strap around the soles of your feet. Like that. So that's another option. And then lastly, you want to lift your heels. And again, you can keep holding the strap. Might need to make it a little longer. If you have very little flexibility, let's say in your hips or in your thighs, holding the strap will be helpful. Otherwise, if you don't need it, you're just holding on to the sides of the feet. And then you're using your arms, whether you're holding the feet or the strap, to pull the knees down towards the mat. Relax the shoulders. Good. Steady breathing. Deep inhale, slow exhale. If you want, you can rock a little bit side to side if you want to use a little movement. Now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, keeping the knees really wide. Interlace your fingers, let your knees fall out to the side. So this is a Baddha Konasana, floating with the soles of the feet together, the knees out to the sides. Relax your shoulders. Activating the groin and the inner thigh. One more breath. Exhale completely. Release the hands, release the feet, let the feet come down. All right, we can grab a block or you can use your pillow as well so that we can prepare for our legs up the wall. We're going to use the block underneath the sacrum, so elevate your hips, place the block down on so that your sacrum is touching and supported by the block. And then bring the knees up, maybe give yourself a little wiggle to make sure that your shoulders are rooted, arms down, and then legs go straight up to the sky. So what we're doing here is this slight elevation of the hips help us to create a little deeper inversion. So this is an inversion. It's one of the more gentle ones we have in our practice. You can take your palms up with your arms away from your body and just relax into your shoulders. Again, come into that space of softness where the effort is minimal, though there, but the area of softness is throughout the entire body and mind. So relax the thoughts, relax the sensations, relax the physical body in and of itself. Make a conscious effort with each exhale breath to soften. That might mean bending the knees slightly. That might mean relaxing the feet or moving a little bit into the ankles until you can relax the feet. Soften the muscles around your face, especially the mouth and the brow. Soften your neck and your jaw, your chest and your shoulders. Relax. Keep a calm mind as you hold the pose. Let your legs just float. It's okay sometimes if we feel a little tingling in the feet. This pose is wonderful for releasing tension in the legs. We stand a lot, we sit a lot. We're always on our feet in one way or another. So this is a nice pose to reverse the flow of blood through the legs. It helps to heal any kind of blood circulation issues you may have in your legs, like spider veins or anything like that, varicose veins. All those things come because we are constantly drawing energy down thanks to gravity. So we reverse it in poses like this. We reverse the flow of gravity away from the feet. And in the inversion, that flow moves into not just the hips, but the torso, the shoulders, and the head, bringing nice, freshly oxygenated blood to the brain, helping us settle for the night and have a good night's rest. Just 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Last inhale. And exhale. Slowly start to lower the feet down. bending at the knees. Let the feet dangle down towards the mat. And observe the sensations in the feet and ankles. You might want to move your feet around, ankles around, open, flex, and close your toes. And then continue that same trajectory as the feet come all the way down. We're engaging into the muscles of the abdomen to break the legs ever so slightly until the toes touch and the balls of the feet touch and the heels of the feet touch. Once you're there, allow yourself a moment in this supported bridge position that we're in. So the hips are slightly elevated, the feet are planted. Inhale, arms overhead, long extended torso, and then exhale, slide the feet away, long extended legs. Pull in opposite directions. You can flex your feet, you can keep your legs slightly apart, or you can point your toes, activating the front of the hip flexors, quads, and knees. And then inhale again, lengthen one last time. Exhale, bend the knees, arms by your sides, lift the hips, and exhale, move the block out of the way, lower yourself down. We'll take our Savasana position here. Let the feet open out to the sides, arms by your sides. Relax your toes. Relax the soles of your feet. Relax the tops of the feet. Relax your heels. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves and your shins. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs, hamstring, quadriceps. Relax your entire pelvis. Pelvic floor, the pubic bone, the tailbone, sit bone, the hip bone, the hip flexors, the outsides of the hips, the inner thighs and insides of the hips, the lower glutes, the medial glutes, and the upper glutes. Relax. Relax your waist, lower belly, soften. Relax your belly button. The circumference of your waist, relax. Lower back. Relax your belly. Relax your rib cage. All around the sides of your body and into your middle back. Relax. Relax your chest. Upper back. Relax your collarbone. Your shoulder blades. Relax. Relax the front, the side, the top, and the back of your shoulders. Whole shoulders relax. Relax your armpit. Relax your biceps, triceps, and upper arm. Relax your elbows. Relax your forearms, wrists, palm, back of your hand, fingers, even the fingernails. Relax. Relax your throat, back of your neck, sides of your neck. Relax your jaw, your chin, your lips and your mouth, even the tongue inside your mouth. Relax. Relax the space below your nostrils and above your upper lip. Relax your nostrils and your nose. Relax your cheek and your cheekbones. Relax your ears, your temples. Relax all the muscles around your eyes. Relax your eyelids, your eyebrows, your eyelashes. Relax. Relax your forehead and your temples. Relax your whole scalp. Relax your hair. Envision a white light surrounding your relaxed body, holding you, helping you maintain your temperature, helping you regulate your blood pressure, helping you regulate your cardiac rhythm, restoring you back to full health. As you feel ready to do so, you may choose to simply stay in your supine position, in your relaxed state. But if you so wish, you can also add, or you may choose to add, a little movement to your body to perhaps bring your body out of that relaxed state by reanimating the hands, the fingers, the feet, the ankles, the legs, and the arms. If it feels nice for you, you can bring the knees into your chest, give yourself another squeeze, another hug, another thank you. That white light still surrounding you, still allowing you to heal from the inside out and from the outside in. And then if you like, you can roll onto your side for a moment. And slowly with the in-breath, we can press up to come to a comfortable seat. So allow yourself a moment to find your comfortable seat. Relax your shoulders once you're up there. And just take in the experience of doing a practice that allows you to restore, to heal, to regenerate physically within the cells of the body, emotionally within our own mind and our own feelings, mentally within our own thought and our own intellect, and again, just being here, just being present is really half of the battle, half of the struggle. The rest is just moving along, doing your part. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate you putting in the effort and putting in the time to help your bodies heal and help the world around you and the community around you heal in turn. Namaste.